Okay, come on. I'm sorry. I forgot. What's that? Over here. Tell me, man. Yeah, no problem. Mustache, man. It's on your mustache, bro. It's on your mustache, man. I know you like me to serve it to you outside, but we ain't gonna do that, man. I'm putting it on here. Right? Nah, man. Look your mustache, man. Everybody side. There you go. That's my wife. Well, I don't know about that. They ain't about to just throw overhand. Supposed to be the throw. They don't know the secrets, do they? They don't know the secrets. They know what they've been given. Get my EDM on. Don't worry, I full body dance. Don't worry. I get it in. People think I'm running a marathon when I be dancing and stuff. I'm old school though. I like stuff that be rhythmic, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I do the heel toe, get the heel toe. I'll be doing that outside. They be like, you can do the heel toe. Can you show me? Yeah, you put your foot in front, you turn, you jump, you just bounce. Heel toe. Heel toe. I'm like, come on, we was doing that back in the 80s. Come on, man. They like, but yo, then you just get low and you just let your feet and your hips go. And heel toe, like gymnastics anyway. I was doing it barefooted before I grounded, just out there just doing heel toe, just playing like, then they act like this is something new. Ladies walking by looking at me like that. And I'm smiling. Catch the heel toe. Sorry about that. I like the way they look, even though they expensive, but not pragmatic. In the 80s, we used to be in England and Germany, all the places where they have techno. You know what I'm saying? And we be breakdancing to it because they want breaking. You know? That was the greatest thing. And then they had them a little damn, because we know in the military, we used to come with the Kim lights. And we used to put them on the ropes and be spinning the Kim lights. We brought that. Niggas. But you would think, because you see everywhere they're doing it, boom, boom, you know what I'm saying? With the little things and all the long ones, you would think that they created it. We took the chem lights, green, red, blue, was breaking them shits. Well, they didn't have a whole bunch of colors, but we had them, and we were spinning them with ropes out there, drunk in a mug. Nobody else was doing that. T. I know people are gonna be like, ah, that's like when I actually was in this argument with these doofy Peckerwoods. I'm not gonna call you white, so just get over it. And Peckerwood's not a bad word if you know what it means, but majority of people, I would say 90% of people don't know what Peckerwood means. Anyway, talking about they created punk rock. I said, yo, I actually know one of the cats that actually created, not personally, but I visited and I went to the, I used to visit and listen to music or underground, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you don't want to be in the big streamlights, you know? The brothers and sisters that made it. It's like, no, they're arguing. So I kept giving them the name of the people, and it's like, they didn't make punk rock. Well, they done had it on motherfucking the history. You know, History Channel full of shit. But they done had it on the evolution of punk rock, talking about them. They done had it on Nova. They done had it on the music, BET, that dumb motherfucker owned by the Ashkenazis. They done had it on every platform. And these motherfuckers, sometimes you just can't let go because your little fucking fake world is crumbling around you. Somebody shared a video of this one young cat. He's been talking about the stuff I've been talking about since 1978. He's been doing it. He's been putting in the research, him and I guess his girlfriend. And I love the work he's doing. So I looked at 2 videos. I don't like to look at all that shit because there's so much misinterpretation. There's so much unreliable sources. Because when you start researching stuff, there's a lot of information that just ain't real. I mean, it alludes to something, but he's having a hard time accepting the fact that there weren't no pale skins. Phoenicians were no pale skins, young man. If you come over here and look, they were not pale skins. All right? The Ashkenazis are not Phoenicians, nor are they offsprings who they polluted the Phoenician waterline, the belt. Some people want to believe that the flood happened some 2,000, 6,000 years ago. The flood happened very recent. That's why they added on 1,000 years. That's why I've been telling y'all for the longest time. And there's people that know me from back in high school going, Ray, you always said the flood. Because I used to get into it with the preachers and the deacons, and they were some nasty mother suckers. I knew who was on smoking freebase. I knew who was shooting dope, who was hanging out behind Gaggiano's, or some of the, you know, the places where pops used to hang, getting their little syrup, you know, to get swallowed. You know how they talk, country boys up north. And I know a lot. I remember beating down when I was 19, I came home, was down in North, met this little thick sister, took her back to Washington Street. She was a deacon's wife. I didn't know it. Spoke all righteous dancing and glory dancing and all that. Thick. Mama came down the stairs. I was staying in the living room, had the TV. We was drunk, smoking weed. Well, mama didn't mind. Grandma. I done wore her big ass out. I'm talking about, oh, she said, I ain't going nowhere. I said, you got to come up out of here. This is where I grew up at. But in East Orange, New Jersey, Washington Street, Beechwood Gardens, y'all, right? And part of where I grew up at. Most of where I grew up was down south, but Mama came downstairs and said, who that? I said, that's all. She just looked and smiled. She knew exactly who that was. Big old dark. I'm talking about mahogany dark. Fine. No scars. I mean, God dog that. About 5 foot, 8, about 2 inches shorter than me. I'm talking about thick, like she was a track star. A deacon's wife. I ain't know it. Mama said, you know, that's deacon's son. So I said, I don't give a fuck. She one came at me. I was trying to get me trying to see if they know how to make a Mai Tai. You know I'm in the Navy now. She came at me grabbing all of my, because you know I was 20 something. I was just, at first 2 years in the military, I just lifting the goddamn trees. Anyway, that's a whole story. I'm just going off, beating on the tantrum. Anywho, like I said, all the lies, I'm well aware of it. You know what I'm saying? But Phoenicians, sometimes people they want to include themselves, and stop it with the white giant shit. Stop it with the black and white. You say that if you come over here and watch this, you say that you want to get away from colorism and racism. There's no such thing. That means that you're holding on to Darwinism. That's like Africa. The name Africa comes from Darwinism. No, dead ass. Everybody wants to say Amerigo to Vespucci, African, what's that motherfucking journal? Bullshit. Made up history. They want people to believe that people run around with skirts and helmets on. Like, make that make sense. Just stupid. Like, come on. I mean, do more research. I'm not here to drop everything. You know what? When I was doing that, AOL, MySpace, people were like, this is some crazy. I was in New York at the time. Niggas was like, this is nigga crazy. Nigga, that's all they could say. Because they're ignorant. You know, in New York, we got a bunch of dumbasses still running around with this black shit. That's called conditioning. Even though we have a bunch who are freeing themselves from it, you still have this consortium. You know, look at my brother just shared something with me, and I said, oh yeah, I know about it. You know what I'm saying? Which called Intelligent, the rapper, talking about the hip hop game, that this shit is not by us. This is by a controlling hand. This is goddamn Ashkenazis and these fuck niggas who are European, like Eric Adams in New York. That's an African. I hate saying that word African because most of y'all are not African brothers, but you know, y'all have been educated by the frauds, and you've accepted the narrative painted by the top of your people who are just ignorant, who will subjugate you, believing they're going to get a free ride underground when all hell breaks loose. So stop being they monkeys, okay? Anywho, and now y'all sucking up bricks like it's something because they got you pinned against us. We ain't do shit to you motherfuckers, but gave you culture, gave you vehicles, gave you motors, gave you all this shit, refrigerants, this, that, electricity. And yet, because of what they do, this is what they got themselves into. When you think about the Bilderbergs and Vanderbilts and all that, and Rothschilds and all these motherfucking monkeys. All right? That's where people are pulling their fake ass history from their scrolls and scribes. Like the fake Egypt over in Cairo when the real Egypt's right the fuck here. The man was talking about Queen Khalifa about being a Moor. Nigga, stop the black shit. She wasn't a Moor. That shows you on the island, with all the little islands that they flood and everything, California's a fucking island. Just like fucking Mexico. It's a fucking island. I don't give a fuck what they've done and how they drained the moats and shit, but it's a fucking island. And that's not even its original fucking name. That's what bothers me when people don't even know the original name. And then they want to call the place off the side of California part of Mu. Stop it. Fucking stop it. When I was telling people that they killed all the people on Easter Island, they took a handful of women. And that's motherfuckers running around in Europe, and some of them they brought up on the coastline of here and made new age babies. Some living down in Mexico think they're fucking indigenous to the land when no, if you're a conquistador blood, motherfucker, you've gotten rid of, you ain't who you was. And a lot of people were left there to run the cities. And then these motherfuckers running around talking about they're indigenous or autochthonous to the land. No, you're not. That's why I say there's a lot of Arabs running around thinking they're Mexican. And when I had a couple tell me that they're bloodline, I was like, are you serious? You know, you're Lebanese and what? And Spanish? What the fuck? I kind of always knew it, but I wasn't sure. People have a hard time dealing with this reality. You know what I'm saying? It's not hate because it's all family. This is the fucked up part. But when you're going to share history, you need to know everything, not just because you find some good shit, because it's easy to find 50 books on one subject. On TRU alone, there's thousands of books. But which ones do you actually go to? I was afforded the time in 1978 when I first started looking at this big fucking book on the Republic. You can't find that book nowhere. I've looked and looked and looked. They got rid of that. And there's a reason why I say Republic of Tartary. The original Republicans, Negroes, no pale skins. The Giants, it wasn't about colorism. Someone with the red hair. You know what red hair comes from? Does anybody know what red hair comes from before I go into my medical fucking books? I just want to know if anybody, because a lot of people speak this red hair shit, and they don't even infer where it comes from. What diet is what soil, and the diet, and why it causes an enrichment, and a molecule, whatever it's called, I forget what the word is, the medical term, molecular, whatever the fuck, how it changes based on mineral content. I'm brown hair. My hair is dark brown. Well, in the sun, it gets kind of light, almost golden. What's left of it? What's left of it is dark brown, people. I am so tired. You Pelicans got to take a breather and then really pay attention to what you're doing because you want to write yourselves into everything. Stop. There were giants of all crayon colors or shades. Because see, there's no such thing as white. It's just, you just less melanated, motherfucker. I'm so tired of the ignorance. But when you start to culminate based on these motherfuckers rewriting history, okay? When I was telling people in the military, They added about 500 to 1,000 years. You crazy, Red. We get over to Italy. Well, got niggas who shouldn't be running big as tree trunks with motherfucker eyes closed this way, but you know, and the shit's there. People know more around the world than we do. And if you don't know, if you haven't been studying treaties, I'm telling you, you're on your soil and this motherfucker about to blow because they letting you know. They can't let you know nothing. I've been telling you motherfuckers, advising you dumb niggas, but you've been following these dumb niggas. And they keep pulling up the 1866 treaty based upon the Choctaw and Chickasaw. Know what treaties? There's plenty of treaties, and we had quite a few of them. I'm tired of you niggas talking about with that one motherfucker on TikTok, I guess is what I keep saying. Tell that brother to come talk to me. They never owned the fucking land in the first place. What's wrong with y'all? We built it up. I told you to go and look at Bonacci. What's the name? Bonacci? Sando, whatever the fuck, Bonacci, the Italian. He said, oh no, New York, all them cities was there. I showed pictures. I made a post showing you original New York. We built all that shit. The Dutch ain't built a goddamn thing. They weren't here in no fucking time period that they tell you. It's all made up. I keep telling you this is not 2020 fucking 3. Stop talking about happy birthday. I'm seeing some of you come over here and you're still talking about happy birthday to me shit. Shut the fuck up. If you want to die so fast, stop wasting people's time. I don't advocate violence. I'm just saying. Either you're going to listen and hear or you still caught up in the little material world of fucking bullshit. Because some people have this excuse. I'm just celebrating because I made it. No, fuck that. You ain't had to make it this far. You can make it longer than that. Stop with the spell casting. It's real. I cast spells 24/7. Takes a lot of energy too. I don't get as weak as I used to. And y'all better fucking be mindful and take heed to what the fuck I'm saying. And I hate the cast a spell term anyway. It's just bullshit. It's not what it is. You know, you can't take order, retribution. Where do you think an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth come from? Oh, that's some good shit. Anyway, let's go ahead. I'm going to read a little bit. I didn't feel like reading last night. Becoming a... Okay, cool. I forgot to turn off notifications. Let me get this in. Okay, let's get into hidden lands beyond the Antarctica. I know you're like, he didn't read for 2 days. Oh, you cheap motherfucker, shut up. I'll read when I want to read. The book's about the hidden land. Damn it. It's 72 degrees. Why? I'm outside. It feels like 60. And here it's so hot. What is going on? I know what it is, but I'm not going to say nothing. Let the monkeys play. They're too stupid. Excuse me. This is the chapter 5. The book's about the hidden lands. I know y'all ready for that, ain't you? I bet y'all been licking your lips. The ancestral books of the sacred library. Right? This is the next. The chapters, there's chapters, and then there's the break to each chapter, so that way they compartmentalize. For those who have actually purchased the book, you know what I'm talking about. It's the newest book, man. He's gonna put out another one. Yeah. I add a little message. He don't usually respond in message, but send it to the Spanish, in Espanol, or Latin. And he responded after fucking 2.5 weeks. Thank you, compadre, mi hermano. So he's gonna be doing another one. So I can't wait, man. Anyway, let's get into it. Let me turn down this EDM. Let me just. Y'all like that in the background? I got my morning coffee, mushrooms. God damn it! And I put some layered performance mushrooms in that bitch. It might be too much. We'll see. And I put some real honey. Old folks over here got their own little smoke thing. You can go with them. They ain't clip wings. This is real fucking honey. Real honey. Like, got leg fur and shit. Like hair fur, beef fur and shit in it. I'm laying like real shit. Honey. Like, and it's good shit, y'all. That's all I gotta say. I ain't buying no more of that shit at the store. You can't trust these motherfucking monkeys. Anyway, Chapter 5, the books about the hidden land. Okay. Before beginning this extensive tour, I must clarify several points that are necessary and that may also be enlightening when we go through it later. Now, all the information that we have gathered and that you can find in one of our most precious buildings in the city of El Arca, who remembers El Arca in the first book, right? With Mr. Morris, right? Or the Ark, for that matter. And remember the movie that Reenactor? But this is Reenactor. So it's Renacer. Okay? I better keep looking down here. Y'all be like, what's this nigga? No. Where Morris visited thousands of times during his extensive stay in ancestral lands. It's simply a tiny part of a great puzzle, which, although it is true that it is more complete and can be visited by any ancestral citizen, unlike those of the new humanity, and in parentheses, which most of them do not know, and we must also take into account that we still have a lot to know, even from the same custodian or Anunnaki dome that are trying to unveil some mysteries today about everything that surrounds the celestial lands and what is behind the Great Dome. We read this part, but I just want to go over it because I think it's a very good part to read, actually. So it is what it is. They answered anyway the deepest questions that seem to haunt about the great mystery of the existence of the beings down here. Okay, here we go. But now is not the time to give you more information so as not to overwhelm you. This information you do not need to know for now. I think the best to start this path as once the same giant human, and this is where they was talking about these giants. Oh, the lion palace. Stop that shit. Anyway, path as once the same giant human called the Shiki, and taught my dear father William the stories of the ancient human giants. All right. Stories of the ancients, and will explain several important points of the lands that are unknown to you today. We have an extensive part of our library with all the stories of those heroes, both ancestral and human, of previous generations, including other stories that were taken in the Great Custodian centers where many giants and giant humans entered during the Great War. Custodian reports that explain many phenomena such as the use of portals, hidden lands, and the famous planets as you know them. I just wanted to bring people up to date because we have some new people who have followed the channel, who are listening to me banner on and some of the readings, and I appreciate you guys coming in. Bring some more over. Appreciate it. So we're just going to go right into chapter 6. I just wanted to give you that little bit of zip, like a little zip tie to bring your mind back and tie it in. So we're going to get right into the resets, the last step toward total destruction. I think you'll like it. I mean, it may be informative. Not to all, but to some. You dig what I'm saying? So here we go. Hit that like, people. Let's get them likes up. Get the algorithm. Come on. Anyway, chapter 6. And look, the guy's channel, I'm going to go and dig it up. Somebody shared it to me. I think it was a brother who doesn't live in Montclair, but one of my brothers who actually went in the military, ex-Army. I think he is in California or he's in Texas now. I got to go and find Eric, I think. Anyway, he shared it to me last week. I finally went and looked at it because that notification is off on the messenger. The little messenger for Facebook. So I said, let me go through there. And I said, I had a call from my wife and all that, ex-wife and all that. And I was like, you know what? I got to take care of this stuff today. And I watched a little bit of it. I said, you know what? Let me go and look at this motherfucker's video. And I watched 2. And I was like, yeah, it's pretty good. Well, he's resourceful. They really took their time. And this one video was like over 2 years ago. And I was like, and the other one's around when the fake demic, or right before the fake demic. Now, some of y'all know I've been talking about this for decades. I'm so grateful to see, because you know how I said a grapevine, they might jump a grape over here, but it needs to happen that way because there's so much different information out there. But a lot of people have a hard time dealing where it first starts at. Well, it's not that it started with me because the information has always been there. It's been hidden. But to attribute it to changing the phenomena or respecting and really analyzing and cataloging without fictional crayon color. Some people say, but that's what you're doing. No, what I'm doing is reinserting the fact that we've been dismissed to create a white supremacy narrative to which should have never existed in the first place. And then we could be humbly gathered together. But all of Earth was a melanated colony of existence. And I don't give a damn what nobody say. It's just some who are very less melanated now are very ignorant due to the fact that they need everybody running around in this system of division and separation and their arrogance and their ignorance because of this fake status. No, I am white and Indian. What the fuck? Do I look like some crayon white to these delusional monkeys? That's why I keep saying stop believing in shit. God damn, people. Let's go. I'm dead serious. Come on, man. Chapter 6 resets the last step towards total destruction. And I have Ashkenazis who I actually love, who keep me on my P's and Q's. No, for real. That inform me to a lot of things. I have Spanish brothers that keep me in the loop of what's going down in certain places when things ain't happening. I have others, even Ukrainians who can't stand Ukraine, saying, fuck them. I lived there for 8 years. Them motherfuckers racist as fuck. I'm like, what? And you know, sound like brothers. Got little storefronts. You would think they Arab. I'm serious, y'all. I got Russians who were orphans, brought to America, served, went to school and everything, and said they don't like what's happening, but they love the country. Like, what's going on? And this is what I'm talking about, adaptation, indoctrination. And that's why we have to change the narrative. We have to get back to the truth of things. And if they don't want to accept it, fuck them. It's to their own dilemma and their own peril. No, for real, it is. A lot of y'all going to be killed anyway. Goddamn, just trust me on this. Listen to me. Don't get scared now. Stop with the fear. A lot of y'all going to die in pretty fucked up ways. When you may have had a chance to correct that, you didn't jump on it. Just ride it out. My fear and tear is with those who will be left behind. It's not a fear, but I have to say that for you to have a mitigate a different response, because y'all are very lazy. The system has made you very, very lazy. So let me go ahead and read this so we can move on. Take a little bit more sip of this now. Boy, this is good shit. That lion's mane ain't no joke. And that's the right amount of cinnamon. Okay, resets are restarts. Okay, let's hit it again. Resets are restarts. Okay, each one of them, like you can't put those together and you know what I mean, are undoubtedly one of the major concerns of both us and most other civilizations and worlds around us who are aware of the current human situation. For those who are not aware, a reset/restart, as its word indicates, is to carry out an abrupt ending to make room for a new beginning. It's very destructive. But if you still believe that a new beginning is something productive or healthy, I regret to inform you that in this case, your illusions will be shattered into thousands of pieces, because this is almost always carried out in the worst possible way: hostile, bloody, cold, violent, and all the terrifying qualifications that we could use here to catalog such an aberration before life, and before, in this case, humanity. We don't want to listen because y'all thought we was equals, huh? How the fuck can I be equals with somebody who can't even debate or hold a conversation with me? How can we be equals if you don't know how to listen? I listen to all y'all, and I know when you're full of shit, when you're talking about nothing, when you're speaking about something, and I don't infer hate, animosity, envy, nothing of that. You motherfuckers get emotional when somebody speak to you in a direct way. That should show that we're nowhere near equals. I would like to see you walk beside me and come up to where you're supposed to be at. But damn, that's a trip, because most of y'all have been walking in a line. You in fear all kind of shit. You want to still argue with monkeys. You want to still debate with monkeys. And you still want to attempt to think that you're going to challenge or change the paradigms of a fucking monkey in a cage. No, you're just hanging in the same cage with the monkeys. There and ergo, you being a fucking monkey. Stop being a fucking monkey. Learn how to listen, and maybe you wouldn't be at this in this later stage, because they knew that this would happen, and most people would deny shit. They're comfortable in their lives. They won't know how to sit around and stop. They won't change direction. That's what I mean when I say that a lot of you don't want to do right. You don't want to change. You're stubborn. You're greedy. You're selfish. You impose this place of no serenity in thought. You can script yourself to what they've already scripted you to. What the fuck kind of purgatory walking feeble haggardashery shit is that? Go on. I'm doing it this AM, right? This AM, right? You thought, oh, I just skip what I'm reading. No, monkeys. Anyway, not all of you. Don't get it twisted. I'm saying what needs to be said. Fuck what you want. This interruption to human progress is always carried out in the worst way, and the motives are not positive either. After each reboot, there would always be enormous changes with modifications in the human mind and body, as well as modifications of the environment. Remember I talked about the X chromosome being capped off? The Y plagiarized, almost like a broken one leg, you know, getting to an ass kicking contest with a one-legged motherfucker, right? No crutches, swinging, just in one place. You dig what I'm saying? And then inserting something. That's why I always say about compartmentalizing shit. Sometimes you don't have to compartmentalize something because what they do is they blind you to it. That's what this shit for. When the babies, the fuck you want to shoot a baby for that just came out of a vagina with all kind of shit around it. Hooked up the shit, wasn't breathing oxygen, but they come in here and the first thing they want to do after about a week or two, they want to jab it in the fucking arm. They made it normal and you've accepted it in ignorance. Based upon the fucking 60s. No man in the home. Why don't you go and do the research? These motherfuckers are morbid and sick. See, the more we talk like this, the more they're pushing forward, just like that congressional hearing motherfucker reading. And he had to redact while he's reading because it was talking about destruction, letting loose this, that, and the other. He's like, what am I doing? It's a game. But nobody paid attention to that. Y'all listening to dumb niggas. Farrakhan and this one and that one. And people that don't know shit debating and arguing with motherfucking monkeys who you shouldn't be arguing and debating with because you're greater than that. Because you don't want to step into your greatness. Anyway, the Anunnaki custodian technology was advancing so much that it was more and more difficult to miss anything. These resets are carried out by the same parasitic race. Parasitic, they would call themselves Jews and are not, but the synagogue of Satan. Y'all keep thinking of Satan as this one little demon with some horns and all that goofy shit. Satan is an organization. What is the motherfuckers in the G.I. Joe? Or what's the motherfuckers in DC Comics? What's the motherfuckers called with the octopus arms and shit? Y'all don't get it, man. I've been reading shit and nobody's been gathering this shit together. How they fuck with the coat of arms is a secret. The headless knight. The two griffins. I believe they were real. As a matter of fact, I know griffins were real, just like dragons. But y'all know it's hard to believe that, right? Unless they let those shits loose from under those great grand cities underground that we built. Oh, y'all don't know, do you? Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Let me keep going now. My apologies. I don't want to get caught out there like that. Anyway, carried out by the same parasitic races. So yeah, that's who these motherfucking Zionists, Vanderbilt, and all their little offsprings. People and the politicians, they're nothing but parasites. Anyway, beginning of their colonization here in these lands. But as we were saying, they were intensifying each time they were carried out. They were intensifying, one after another, because either humanity itself took the pressure to the maximum level to know its true essence. You see that right now. And the worlds and civilizations that surrounded it in conjunction with the dirty parasitic hands it has on it, or it was carried out by the latter. Or it was carried out by the latter in their eagerness to abruptly end a war, a large-scale revolt, or simply an advance in technology wearing to the power. Now, the power of the known power, we could call it, since it does not matter too much the faces or bodies, we know that what the fuck? Here we get into the stuttering of the reading. He didn't grammar. Anyway, I'll fix it. Since it does not matter too much the faces nor the bodies, we know that maybe at the front in those unreachable domes, they are almost always dominated by the same custodian Anunnaki power. I had to add no and for and all that. Just bear with me, okay? I love doing this. Now, of the 7 known resettings, the most serious and the one that was carried out the worst based on the bloody and hostile added to the change that humanity would have next was the last one, and it was carried out to annihilate the great heroes of the Great Tartary, as well as the humans who followed fervently and had understood what the true desire to be free and all that this meant. Once the southern giants or Anakim penetrated from behind the so-called South Pole, or rather South Portal, They immediately began their plan to liberate humanity by providing technology that the sixth generation human had never seen, as well as information from outside the first dome. Now, the custodians who had an epic battle against the Anunnaki, right, the custodians, during that period where the giants took the opportunity to intermingle on the old continents, had to once again come to a treaty agreement with the Anunnaki to help them with this great problem that had arisen during their absence on their most treasured colony. They had left an inferior race of Orion Greys. You can say Orion or Orion, doesn't matter. Who, although they surpassed humans in technology, the colony had simply not been guarded as it should have been. It is still unknown if it was intentional or not. But since then, the relationship they had with the custodians for trusting them and not fulfilling the assigned task guarding their great colony was to change forever and take a course of no return. Now, the giant humans, or the Anakin giants, and humans of the sixth generation began to die in different ways, both in the same battles in the many air attacks to the great cities, cores, as well as different climatic disasters. Now, city cores, star forts, and beneath, okay, would begin to happen and help the annihilation of every being that stepped on the known lands. Now, the deaths were counted very well to reach the needed number of a reboot. And the babies were prepared in their great hidden laboratories to proceed to inhabit the new human dawn in the seventh generation. The new humanity would begin. I mean, our humanity was beginning to emerge during great battles, heroes both giant and ancestral, perishing in what would be epic memories of yesterday, trying to change the course of a sleeping humanity, and the great Tartary will fall along with this great technology based on free energy, and its many dreams shattering into pieces against the cold ocean watered with blood. That moon, took a beating during the great Tartary. It didn't look like that beforehand, and it is a satellite. Many of the humans were able to slip away and escape along with the Anakin through the passages of portals that led to the other lands behind the first dome. Despite the great floods and eternal roads to them, some of them survived and even today continue to tell their stories. Now, the parents of my dear wife, and she herself, who even as a baby of just months could escape in the arms of her mother to an uncertain future, but that gave her some hope to start again in other lands away from their origin, Helen Morse, but also away from the terror that was being lived. Undoubtedly, then, this last recorded restart was the crudest of all for the way it was given and for the sorrow of feeling that we were very close to winning that great battle for freedom, and that everything came to nothing with devastating consequences for the new humanity to come. Our own, my brothers, who continue to struggle daily to free themselves, knowing it or not, from that world that they were told that it must be like that they were manipulated, that it cannot be changed, that they were given the reign of lies with absolute bad intentions to leave them on their knees since childhood. They can still get up. I still know in my heart that humanity lives and dreams more than ever with a possible freedom. And we from here, believe me, that we will try everything until the end of our days. And later on, we'll get into the chapter 7, the petrified trees, the southern giants, and the connection with fifth generation humanity. I want to read that. I wouldn't read it right now, but I want to read something else, okay? And see, it's not that black folks were everywhere, but we were. Melanated was everywhere. And there's somebody here who was not from the fuck here. Like I said, they wrote themselves into history. And they're not who you think they are. No matter what you think or believe. They're like us. But we keep giving them just a little too fucking much. And every time we jump up, why do you think I was talking about what you call intelligent? The rapper, well, I can't remember his name. Anyway, manipulated. Does it sound familiar? Everything has been manipulated. So who would do such? Or who would put put those to manipulate everything? And the thing about it is the pleasure in it. This is a disease. It's the orientation. It's sick. When we don't have that in us. That's why I tell you, you got to cut and chase. You got to let yourself go. And I'm talking about to the last. And but y'all, I just don't see it in. I see fake ass tough guys and women that think they know everything. I don't see you don't get like. Let me go ahead and rate this. Alien world order, the reptilian plan to divide and conquer the human race. If that ain't just right up in your damn face. We got the idiots. You don't worry about the idiots who want to hold on to their fake whiteness and all that. Just let them dumbasses stay where they are. Don't worry about the little so-called agents who believe that they're going to be safe this time around in their little underground laboratories and out there in Antarctica. That's all I can say. Don't pay attention. The biggest mistake made is that they actually believe in their conscripted bullshit. I have to say it that way. That's the language you understand, right? I don't care. I'm just letting y'all know. The green world and beyond. We are not alone. The astronomers are wrong. The scientists are wrong, and they are here. But we cannot see them because they hide. They hide in plain sight. We are their servants. We are their slaves. We are their property. We are theirs. Now, that's about Robert Morningsky. Anyway, Robert Morningsky is a very unusual historian, part Apache and part Hopi. If he ain't dark and melanated. Anyway, he brings not only a rare Native American perspective to researching prehistory, but also he has inherited much of his knowledge from a unique source. He was given esoteric information that was very carefully passed down from his grandfather, esoteric. It all began with an ET survivor of a New Mexico UFO crash. Sometime before the Roswell crash, 6 young Apache men found the wounded ET in the crash wreckage. They brought him to a desert camp on the reservation and nursed him back to health over several months. Just want to refresh your minds. Okay? And we've already been through this. In 1954, blah, blah, blah. The Secret History of Extraterrestrials is a book. Remember, I asked Noah, somebody look it up. So let's get into the KEB, which K-H-E-B. Oh, look at it coming in. The KEB, okay? Bekti. Remember I was talking about it? We got the Shiki. Just pay attention. I really wish we had time. I might to be able to get into Flatlandis and those exuberant, beautiful other books. We'll do our best. Anyway, Bekti spoke of the evolution of life over millions of years on a planet he referred to as the Green World. Somewhere in this galaxy, which he called Eridanus. He said that a race of reptilian humanoids he referred to as the KEB evolved from dragonflies over millions of years on the Green World and became the dominant species. Now, Morningsky is not any sort of the anthropologist or paleontologist, so his conclusion that the reptilian KEB race evolved from the dragonfly on the Green World was strictly speculation, based on what he was told. Makes for a good story, that's all. That type of development, superficially at least, seems highly improbable, since it stretches even Darwinian evolution, which is pure bullshit, which is highly speculative in itself. Now, to the breaking point that since other evidence about the appearance of the reptilian race, especially that given by Stuart Swerdlow, that's the Swerdlow for those who don't know, Stuart Swerdlow, okay, if you want to look up the book, who will be referenced in the following chapters, contravenes that contravenes that of Morningstar, or Morning Sky, whatever his name is. I am inclined at this point to disbelieve that aspect of his story. Now, Swerdlow claims that the reptilian race appeared fully developed in the Draco star system. He speculates that, remember this land Draco? Okay. He speculates that they may have come from another universe, dimension. It's all universe means, y'all. And one's inside you. Remember that? You have an inner dimension. right? For those who get into these terms, or time period. But he is adamant that there is absolutely no evidence of their evolution from a simpler species in this galaxy. Now, that being said, Morning Sky's history, beginning from the point of a fully developed reptilian species, intuitively seems correct, knowing what we know now about them. And it is definitely worthwhile to present that narrative here. It casts a bright light on the nature of the reptilians and fully explains their character. Now, this story by Morning Sky reads in places like a fairy tale, and a reader might be tempted to discard it entirely based on that impression. However, it correlates with information from other researchers such as Alex Collier and Wes Penry, so that it fills many gaps in our knowledge about the prehistory of this planet, this land, with information not elsewhere available. With several other writers on these subjects, especially David Icke, do talk about the reptilians, and this is the only source of information on their history and deserves to be given serious consideration. Now, in his book Eden, Atlantis and the UFO Myth, William Cooper, right, was talking about that. Morning Sky, speaking as the wise teacher to his pupil Matu, much like Socrates speaking to Plato, says, the early Cab humanoids were tall and rather slender, but the slim build was deceptively powerful. They were very limber. Who remembers me reading, let me make sure I want to show you the book. So anybody wants to buy this, they can buy this book. And if we read it again, because I really want to read it again, Heaven's Bearer. Who remembers me reading Heaven's Bearer? Remember the young lady who was running and that tall, slender, when she was going under the building, found the scepter, that which belonged to the man who, well, okay. We're not going to get too deep, but for those who follow, you know what I'm talking about, okay? All right. Just saying. They were very limber and fast, capable of running on narrow trails and passing through thin passages, and they could fly up and down, side to side, and so fast that they deemed the blur. They also had long, sharp claws on their hands that they were developing. They could cut and rip with savage quickness, and they had large square jaws with sharp, rigid teeth that could cut a limb off with one snapping bite. They had powerful legs that let them run quickly. Excuse that. I meant to turn them damn updates off anyway. That run quickly and leap through the air with extraordinary speed and agility. Their emotionless black eyes could imitate the hardiest enemy warrior. The hardiest enemy warrior. And remember, Matu. They could fly. The drone cat were among the most vicious creatures of the green world. They were efficient and deadly hunters, and they were cold-blooded killers. Of all the species that would evolve on the green world, it was the reptilian bee humanoids, the Cashapp, who would rise to become the most dominant life form of the world. So they have this morning Robert Morning Sky here. He's dressed up, you know. A lot of that's just Russian, whatever. But anyway, and that's supposed to be the cat right there. Let me see if I can pull him up on here, if y'all don't mind. Oh damn, the thing turned off. Oh, that's why I turned it off last night, because I was gonna put it in the microwave. I don't want this shit around me, even though everybody's got it around me. I just don't want no parts of it. I got my Mylar ready to go up. I was gonna put it up where I need to put it up, unplug everything, and leave it off for the next few days. I'll check in and see how everybody's doing. Don't take my advice. And they might want to see who's going to listen. But it might be bigger than what you could fucking imagine. Like I said, there's no warning. Y'all think everything's fine? Shit can turn upside down like that. They keep everything going normal. Fake ass politicians, everybody sitting there talking old goofy shit. They might be underground doing all that. But they look like they're outside. Stop being so stupid. Like, I know I don't have to talk like this, right? But I am. If you can't handle it, take your ass on somewhere else. And we still got monkeys watching. Nobody wants to give a thumbs up. Fuck out of here. I'm not here to be nice to you. Fucking wayward, emotionally unstable men wanting to be women and women thinking they men monkeys. Especially you foreign motherfuckers. You don't want to be one with us on here? Then you foreign. In this bottom goddamn line. Okay, let me see if I can pull him up. I want to see exactly. Even though I looked at it, I didn't save his picture. Something so free and simple, and you emotionally unstable motherfuckers think you're going to do something different. You ain't changing shit. I want to make sure, because I know it's not with you. Right, there we go. Hey, here we go. Guess it's really listening. Excuse me. No, okay, I did show you what this motherfucker look like. Hold on. They always doing this shit. They don't never want a motherfucker to see what a nigga look like. I'm gonna tell you about this guy right here. Look like he a nigga that he's a little mixed up. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm serious, because I know people look like him who are actually, you know, real Cherokees, but they're not Mongolians. Not dismissing you. Y'all still are brother, but you're not who you think you are, because you don't know real history. It is what it is. No matter what you... We call it Dancy. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it, brother. Thank you. That will definitely be going towards a good book. All right, let me see. I'm attempting to find a better picture of him. Yeah, he looks like somebody like one of my uncles, who actually is kind of mixed, or you would think they're mixed. Let me pull this picture out for you. Robert Morningsky looks like one of those, what they call Spanish or French style, melanated people. It happens, all right? Because I got uncles that look like just like him. No, for real. A lot of people think that the high cheekbone, let me help you out something I learned in medical school. They think that the high cheekbone is when you do this. No, the cheekbone is right here. This is the high cheekbone. There are people, a lot of Mongolians' cheekbones are right here. They're not right here. This is the highest of the cheekbone, people. All right, these are shovel teeth. Oh, y'all have no clue about, y'all. Oh, that's right, a lot of y'all didn't get medical school and what they made up shit. This is not dismissing, because we're all on this earth together and people need to stop being stupid. But a lot of people don't know the true, who is the orthogonist. That's why people run around. What's orthogonist? I remember when I said that in high school, and my teacher was like, "You can't use that word here. You can't talk about Tartary, blah, blah, blah." What the fuck? I'm not lying, man. I used to get into fights and everything, get my ass whooped. It was like, you don't say that. Like, what was it going to kill everybody? No, I get it. So that's who he is. I have no problem with that. Not at all. I just don't like the numbers right now are nothing but lies. Most of the East Coast is inundated with pale skins who are not us, who are not fucking here. And the reset, y'all would think that, okay, well, the reset, no. It's the difference when you got to bring a bunch of monkeys over here, and where did they come by? Which way did they come by? See, most of y'all don't have no clue. This is what's problematic. And I always say, well, there's a reason why you read books, because you read 4 or 5 books compared to 1 or 2, you can put the puzzle pieces together and things start to sound out. That's why I keep telling you these Ashkenazis are not who you think they are. Anyway, as the millions of years of their evolution continue to go, let me read this last chapter right here. As the millions of years of their evolution continue to go by, the cat people lost most of the very distinct reptilian and insect features of their ancestors, but not all their physical traits disappeared entirely. Though their height began to vary slightly, the cat people generally remain tall and quite slender. And as is the case with all beings born of reptilian ancestors, they possess little or no hair on their bodies, and they had very little hair on their heads. Their torso retained the hourglass shape of their long ago dragonfly bee ancestors, and males and broad chests with narrow waists, large and powerful buttocks with strong thighs and tapering calves, so like the nigga wanted to sleep with him. Reptilian females had the same shape, but with a more delicate and feminine curve to their bodies. And you want to make a new baby? Their faces were still triangular, tapering to a pronounced yet soft point. I think man slept with some of these motherfuckers and created some of these new people that exist on our lands. They had large, no wonder they like that book, The Electable Negro. They had large dark eyes, larger than most humanoids, and they possessed an almost hypnotizing beauty. Their mouths were also larger than most beings, but with smaller lips. You better get lips like Mick Jagger, motherfucker, for me to accept your ass. When closed, the mouth of the reptilian people seemed almost to disappear. Like, I was looking at all these Chinese that I realized had their tails cut off from them. I was like, what the fuck is that all about? Then I found out there were some negresses. And then one of you nasty motherfuckers sent, who's this bitch? Miss November, a porn star? Don't send me shit like that. Well, I guess they wanted me to see that she had a tail. So, and yes, some of the niggas is no different. Don't send me no shit like you don't gotta send me a picture, just tell me. I don't want to see a motherfucker like monkey. And though they had lost the extremely large fangs of their ancestors, their eyes, teeth were still long and sharp, and quite functional. The long proboscis used used to drain the blood of their victims was also gone. It had given way to an angular nose, sharp and narrow, and it too was strangely appealing. That sounds like the vampires. That's why you gotta have wolves in your pack. You gotta have wolves. Anyway, they actually have a picture here. I've seen this before. The Draco and the Tails reptoid. This is almost at the end. So it may surprise you, Matu, but the reptilian people were physically beautiful people. Their limbs were graceful, their bodies were alluring and shapely, and with their large dark eyes and fluid walk, the reptilian females were known to be some of the most beautiful women in the galaxy. The reptilian people were handsome and fearsome, beautiful and deadly, and they could fly. In ceremony, when dressed with their flowing robes and the best finery their world had to offer, the male and female reptilians could hover lightly as if on angelic wings, but they were the hand of death itself, hidden in shining gossamer. Now here's a little drawings. Figs 1-2 reptilian types, courtesy of John Rhodes at reptoids.com for those who want to further this study into this shit. But hey, okay. If they ain't some Vegeta, Goku, Saiyan, goddamn Dragon Ball Z shit. But anyway, yeah, I guess there's some reality to it. So we're going to get off into hitting back on this when we're going to talk about the mini wars between certain groups of existence and stuff. I don't really want to mark this, but I got to tap this away and go right to it. Just a little bullet point. Circle. Those I don't mind doing in books. Bullet points is always, if you don't want to mark and highlight certain books, you really like to keep them kind of close to antiquity, let's go ahead and put a bullet point. It doesn't lose value because of the bullet point. Okay? For those who might even think about selling their stuff, use bullet points. Will never harm nothing. And then we'll come back and we're going to get back into the hidden lands. I'm going to hit up a little bit of Will Cooper, Behold the Pale Horse. All right? So yesterday I just didn't feel like reading, guys. I ain't going to lie. I was reading, but I didn't feel like reading. I just, I was like, I had to do what I had to do. Take care of what I had to take care of. I even ordered a pizza for these little kids who I used to train on the res, because you remember I told you I met the moms and she was like, yeah, he's like this tall. And I was like, I saw him at school and I was like, okay, where you at? And he's like, I said, they hit me up and message. I was like, look, I'm gonna order a pizza. Y'all gotta go over there and get it because they don't deliver. So I called and they says, yeah, they came and got the pizza. Cool. I ordered 2 pizzas, meat, supreme, whatever, 2 mediums, like 5 kids playing video games, skateboarding and everything at the park. So, so he reached out and he's like, can I come and train seafood? That's what he calls me. I said, you don't call me seafood around with people, man. Just call me Jim or Red. So I was like, anytime you want to come, man, you come and train. You bring your mama, your daddy. I don't care. I always tell them bring their parents with them because it's just, I think it's appropriate in the time of perversions running around the world. Besides, it might get their parents involved. I don't do a whole lot, but I would sure execute certain things and say, this is how you do it. I can sit there and guide you, get your foot right. Pull on my long stick and be tapping you all upside your head, getting mad if you won't. I'll show you how that stick really twist itself. Anyway, I appreciate y'all coming in. ATF warns of cartel plan to us. Fuck up ATF, fucking monkeys. Fuck them. Fuck the city. Fuck all of them. Y'all need to learn that. Appreciate y'all coming in. I'm gonna shout some of y'all out, my beloved sisters and my brothers. I'm gonna shout you out, and I'm gonna get the fuck off of here and carry it on. What book? What book are you talking about? The one that I was reading? That was Alien World Order. I'm sorry if you came in. Yeah, Alien World Order. The reptilian plan to divide and conquer the human race. If you believe you're a hue of a man and you're involved in some fake worlds of races, but yeah, we've been nurtured to believe that. So, but it's a good book. Another one that I'm reading is this is the fourth book, the fourth installment. There's a fifth. My brother told me. He said working on. He didn't understand what I put in as a translator, man. Translator. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna get that, and we're gonna get into We're definitely gonna get into this. What is this? Oh yeah, I forgot to put that in there. Put that in there on the page. My dumb ass. Bam. So let's go right to it. We're going to be going into this one. Behold the Pale Horse by William Cooper, who was assassinated in Arizona by the government. I'm saying that. That's what the fuck it was. This fake government. The motherfuckers they were going after. They take their time. They're not rushing. They watching your patterns and all that shit. Okay. All right. So we'll be getting into that. I really would love to read Heaven Bearers to y'all again, but we gotta wait for that. Oh, you're welcome, Ricardo. What's going on, beloved? Let me go up top and start. Rhonda Ganja, what's up, beloved? Mikey Hill, beloved, what's cracking? What's cracking? Alicia Cooper, what's going on, beloved? Excuse me. Ricardo D, what's going on, beloved? Oh, what's going on, beloved? Herbo, you already know, beloved. What's cracking? What's cracking? Yes, sir. Salute to all. Where's my baby going? Come up here. I know a lot of us, our hair will change color depending on the environment. Yeah, well, dye. Yeah. I always tell people, you want, it ain't going to kill you, but you go out and eat some raw liver. Do not eat no fucking brains. A lot of people are doing that shit now. I would prefer you not to eat meat at all, but you eat some raw liver. Don't eat the pig balls. But eat some raw nuts like bison, testicles, the big ones, cut up with honey or something. However you're gonna do it, cayenne pepper, spicy's better, and chilies and all that. Livers, kidneys, organ meats, and you get in a place that has a rich soil but higher in magnesium than sulfurs and all the other things. Like you get in the red or dark brown or dark black soil, depends on where you're at, and drink the water from the streams. And get back with me with your children, and I'll tell you exactly why they look the way they do. And Arthur Kessler tells you how they know these motherfuckers knew going to different lands and conquering and taking the women that they would acclimate and they would actually change. A little bit, phonetically. A little bit, not just phonetically, physically and all that. Not just in sound, but also in because of the diet, the altitude, the atmosphere around, and everything else. It's like it's been a big experiment, You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Snoo, what's my baby? What's going on, girl? I didn't know if you would see it. I told you over there I was going live. She don't be listening to messages. One of all the messages to listen to. Thomas Lee, what's going on? What's going on, beloved? Wow, then here, what's going on, beloved? You already know. Peace to the chat, right? Six ether beings. Yes. Achukma. B.O.B. the rapper. No. Oh, no. No, baby. B.O.B.'s good. Because he talks to elements. And he's sold out, right? They got to him. Those from Chicago, he was laying it thick. Because he took a break and they got to him. Now he's singing all that goofy shit. Intelligent. Wise, intelligent. Wise, it just hit me. I ain't got to type shit in. I ain't even typing in. I'm just starting. Wise Intelligent. That's the rapper. All right? He let you know that how are we going to create something every time we turn around, they take over. It's like when I was up there at Roxy's for the Beach Street tryouts and all that, and my manager was, I've been saying her name too much, but her son went on murdered with his girlfriend brutally in Newark, New Jersey, or East Orange. Anyway, Tony Tone. But my manager operated the pro shop. You know, when you go up top and you go to the with a little boost and the roller skating rinks. Anybody from New York remember the the Roxy's? So Pam was my manager. I was Twin City Breakdance. You know what I'm saying? Anywho, we would. Hold on. What kind of notification is that? Anyway, everything that we would do, every time we see a video, they always had these lame ass, goofy ass, pale skinned motherfucking women, Ashkenaz and Italians, always in these videos with these brothers, and they didn't have our women in them videos. I was like, and this is these Ashkenazi fucktards talking about this is what appeals to the audience. They didn't know the first thing about nothing because everything they created, it was stealing. When it came to the country music. When they took that, all that shit. When they took jazz, they tried to manipulate that. It's everything they've done. And then they say, oh, well, Elvis Presley had, a native bloodline. Yeah, he had nigga blood in him. You know who used to make him them peanut butter goddamn banana fried sandwiches? Stop being so stupid. When I told people about my side of my family taking all these damn pale back cabbage paste babies in and nurturing and rearing them and raising them on our land. See, that's what people have a hard time dealing with. Those of us who know the fucking truth. Established by these fake ass Dutch, these little fucking Ashkenaz, when we have to go and that bitch that did the first fucking so-called video, dancing around. She even did it in the motherfucking late in the 1900s. She did it when it was colorized. You could hear voice with these Cabbage Patch babies. You could tell she didn't give a fuck about the babies. It's how the way she was laying them down. I can't even pronounce the shit right, but Fox, whatever. What was the name of that shit? I can't mention the motherfucker. Y'all know I tried to say the damn word right, but I don't like the word itself. Okay? I'm just saying, I'm being honest, all right? Lefty shocks, or whatever the fuck. Lefty yokes, whatever. It's that French word. Well, it's the video, okay? So you can go and watch it. I told you. Based on 1896 version of Le Fouchoux, whatever, the Fairy of the Cabbage. All right? How she's laying them babies down. She ain't give a fuck about them little babies. All them new babies that will soon rise up and be lynching our motherfucking people and shit that ain't even from this goddamn land, who were deep underground or came, and the orphans were a whole different canary. Those people came on the boats and were sent out, and if they didn't want to go out, they would go into our old centers of work and stuff. We done stuff based on an enemy's weapons and stuff. They put them in there and called them asylums. People don't want to know no real history because they don't know no better. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, you can go and see this shit. Let me see if there's an image of the mug, because I ain't gonna. Okay, here it goes. This is a good one right here. This is that goofy ass fake Ashkenazi bitch. One of the people put to the side, allowed to do this shit. She was laying them babies on the ground like she fucking retarded, for those who never seen it. And then she even had one where she picked up one of them niggas and the motherfucking mama didn't want it. And she put it back in the cabbage. Y'all think this is a game. This ain't a game. And then she even redone it. They said that she redone it. Now, I'm not going to get into that shit. And I think 1920s or some 40s or 30s or some shit. Y'all can look into it your goddamn selves. I'm not going to go on to all that. Yeah, some sick shit. And you see all them babies missing? Not only for somebody's stomach. They made synthetic. How you think they was able to make synthetic androgen? Why do you think some people go missing? When they want to test, they want to see if they get shocked. They go on some of the worst shit. now we're at this point where they believe that everything, the chemical lobotomization, the chemical downsizing and destruction of the genes in the body to make it weak, perform less. That's why I kept telling y'all, you better start paying attention and going deep, meditating, and oh well. Y'all had the chance of a lifetime, but fear got the best of you, and your ignorance superseded anything that might be of intelligence. Flying saucers on the tag, Harold T. Because UFO aliens, 1954, first edition. That's it right there, baby. Thank you. Hey, DeAndre Baldwin, what's going on? Grand elevations to you. Grand elevations. What's going on, beloved? Ricardo D. A lot of people can't handle the truth. No, and they can actually. Well, you're probably very correct. I mean, even I say it. I want to give energy and some paramount of hope, even where it seems like it doesn't exist, because we never know, you know. Dallas Tejada, what's going on, beloved? How you doing? That's why I said a lot of people, like my cousin is in Costa Rica. When I met Carmel, he's from Costa Rica, out by way of Boston, whatever. I was like, nigga, I got family in Costa Rica. You know what I'm saying? Look, and both my kids, all my kids are half Puerto Rican, or they're like my oldest daughter. I don't like giving her identity because the motherfucker might try and anyway. Like, she is of the original Micmac and Pequot, her mama. My daughter is very dark. I mean, she's like 6'4", fine than a motherfucker. That's from a papa, okay, who's my younger sister. She fine. That's why she got in modeling, worked San Francisco. Hand, foot, and booty, and made millions doing that shit. I can't say nothing. You probably seen it all over. Some of you probably stroked your damn to it. You get your head right. She's like, well, 6'2", went them hills, 6'4". My son, 6 foot something. My daughter, she's about my height, maybe shorter. But my oldest daughter is 6 foot something. Dark, like beautiful. It's like a dark brown, like mahogany, but not like this brown. Her mama was beautiful. She was like, her mama was, the tall genes come from my side. Cause everybody on her mama's side family was shorter than me, goddamn. Not all the people in Louisiana and Ireland, the Twa, we believe to mitigate them. No, they were tall niggers with brown hair, wavy too. Anyway, she was Micmac and Pequot. Hair was thick and wavy like a Mexican, like for real. No Spanish, no nothing. But you would think that she's, because of the way her hair was, and there was no perms and none of that shit. And I done laid beside, walking beside her and looking, fucking around her head, looking in the bathroom, looking for motherfucking, fucking chemicals. I wasn't big on that shit. No, man. You ain't putting that shit fucking your brain up and getting your skin all wrong, hairline all receding back, looking like motherfucking George Jefferson, talking about Wheezy. No, we wasn't having that. I was 18. Real shit. You know what I'm saying? So I respect all walks of life. The thing is, a lot of people don't know the truth of life. And there's those who are willing to destroy it based on the narrative they painted to keep everybody divided. Because if you want to conquer some people, they don't take a whole lot of folk. But you can have something waiting in the background if things go awry. The issue is nobody fucking listen. That's why I love my people in so-called South America, my people all around this earth. I've traveled. I have disdain for the ignorant motherfuckers who hold on to their ignorant world. And you know what some of them say? Well, why we gotta listen to you? Because you haven't listened to no fucking body. You just hold on to some bullshit you exist in. That's why. But I appreciate all my beloved peoples, man, all over. Max V, what's going on? Yeah, I got your call. Yeah. I hope that was good enough for you, brother. I'm gonna show more. I'm always gonna show them in the beginning. If you're coming late, all you gotta do is ask. I love that, and I'll show y'all what book I'm reading or whatever book I just read. What's going on, beloved Max V? There's so much of disinformation and misinfo out there. There's a lot, brother. And even with this, I always say, like, research, because it's a plethora. I got many books that go along with these. That's why I've always read like that. It's like, it's just something I've always done. I used to go to my uncle library and the little lady going, who's this little guy carrying all these damn books? And I'm like, I got to go back down the stairs because we had this thing with a circle. I sit up in the corner by the history books. And I would go downstairs and get the other books that I found about a war and this, that, and other, because I wondered what's these wars all about. And I'd have like 18 books, and I'd literally be there in the library until it closed reading those books. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah, Pam. You remember Pam Snow? Yeah, yeah. The folks are, yeah, you know how to pronounce it. Yeah, shit. Man. Yeah, and here we are. What's going on, beloved? What's happening? What's happening? How you doing? What do? That's it right there. Child ring busted this morning. Oh, they're going to keep doing that because they got what they need. They got their seeds. They got the animals. They got all the DNA. They're going to be different things they're going to release. You didn't listen to those of us who were speaking differently. You listen to those who didn't really give a fuck. You listen to the Phoenixes and the time. You listen to those people who are just being materialistic, wanting to share information, to grab numbers, to get paychecks. You didn't listen to those who was telling you, come over here. It ain't about this. It's about how to ground yourself, get spiritual. And some of us got land. You ain't hear nobody gonna come on here talking about I got 80 acres. I need some people that really about working. Come over here. You can always weed out the little morbidly sick Ronald Reagan children. You dig what I'm saying? You motherfuckers didn't jump on it. You know why? Because you're locked in. You're a good, obedient slave. It's like Social Security. People go, Red, you get Social Security. Bitch, I get what the fuck I want. But I know that I can take back all of it if I wanted to based on my identity. I don't give a fuck about what they've done. I don't give a fuck about the perversions of what they did. None of y'all ever listen. I don't give a fuck. They've done it to themselves. When I say this is the end of ends, they can do what they want and believe in what they want. All now and see. They've let the little people they mismanaged to see what they want. When I say this is fucking it, I meant it. Ain't no way out of it. And y'all had a fucking chance. Yes, 2 to 3, 4 years ago, it freed it up. When Obama tried his shit, they said there's no reason for that. This is their land. Obama's nothing but a monkey, a puppet, a worthless piece of excrement like all the rest of them. But some of you niggas still stuck because you haven't heard nothing. You don't know nothing to infer and do different from nothing. And you're going to still be arguing, fighting with some motherfuckers who don't even know their truth. What waste of time is that? Marcus, what's going on, beloved? Niggas still wasting time. I go over and I'll see y'all arguing and complaining with your little panels on TikTok and all this, that, and other, talking about worthless shit. But some people are realizing every time they're talking about something, all of a sudden these motherfucking groups start talking about it. Because, see, they don't want to come over here and be respectful and they want to be dishonest and you want to follow and listen to these motherfuckers. But you're getting it. I've been saying this shit and people in here know me. God damn it. From when I was a little jit. One of them little ninjas running around, selling drugs and everything, saying, yeah, I do this, but you know where I stand. Yeah, I was fighting Principal so-and-so, talking about all that fake-ass history. It's really who the fuck I am. I had people come up talking about how you learn all this. Well, God damn it, y'all know who's raising me or nurturing. You know the people who come around me, Dizzy Gillespie. That's where my grandmother got her Sherpa from. Y'all don't have, y'all think, I'm trying to tell you, man. Michael Jackson coming to the house on Essex Avenue, doing the Thanksgiving with Janet's fine ass, because my aunt. Y'all don't have well, my aunt wasn't there. They was just stopping through. She was good for a sister. Y'all don't know shit. Top one of the teachers over in East Orange, New Jersey, retired. Lonnie Wright, Denver Broncos, Denver Nuggets. Husband, Jazz, still in school. Damn, been teaching what, 20, 30 years or something almost? My other one's been a teacher for a long time, Antoinette from my Uncle Bumblebee, who looked like a little Chinese motherfucker up in Colorado. Stop thinking you know a motherfucker. Chuck Berry hanging out with Nighttime, back there with the hooch. I was like, who this? What's going on, little engine? That's what Chuck Berry used to say. Going over there to the garage, stacked up with all the newspapers when Dwight caught the motherfucker on fire. Y'all don't have a fucking clue, man. My brother Dwight's father was named Alonzo Robb. Died, a Vietnam veteran. Died, I think, on Manhattan Bridge in a Jeep. Y'all see, I've been doing my best to get some of you motherfuckers to snap out your little coma. I mean, reaching out to pale skins alike and this, that, and all the less melanated brothers and sisters. But some of them very arduous and very hard to impress because they want to listen to something they think is super. There's nothing super. There's information, there's disinformation, and there's what you want to hear and what you don't want to hear. Fuck what you want. You need to look at what you need. And the problem is there's only a handful of us that can keep this shit going for a very long goddamn time. That's it. And we've been keeping it going because we knew that sooner or later people would wake up. But they knew this too. But you wouldn't listen because we have to be some kind of fake ass 50 Cent, Puff Diddy. All them motherfuckers are monkeys. I could have been right there with them dumb sons of bitches rapping and breaking or whatever the fuck. How the Crazy Leg, they might hit Crazy Legs with the face of hip hop when niggas created it in the Bronx. You know how y'all know I lived in Soundview and over in what you call it and by Hunts Point? Come on, man. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? All of a sudden, it's all Puerto Ricans and fuck the niggas that created when we got Gravity and all of them, regardless of whatever Spanish heritage, but the fact that they niggas. See, a lot of people have a hard time dealing with the best of us because they want to always change the face. It's these fake motherfucking fraudulent Ashkenazi and these dumb racist motherfuckers who always get involved in our shit and believe. And this is what I hate because that shows the arrogance and the ignorance of them, but they want to come around, hey, am I black? Because we got a lot of dumb niggas in these cities and these suburbs. And some country folk who just dumb as motherfuckers rocks the goddamn selves. Anyway, I'm done with that. Pushing black, this, that, and the other, and I don't know what the fuck they saying. When you go and tell Charleston White where nigga actually come from, the term naga, what it means, a negation when you say nagu. That nigga would never be able to, unless he sit back and actually pay a fucking attention. And then maybe he'd change directions and realize the power that he has if he had a little more intelligence dealing with the truth of history. But most niggas don't have that. And they're incapable of reciprocating because it might be too late. You dig what I'm saying? But I appreciate you all. Let me get the fuck off here. We breaking the hour 20 fucking minute. Yeah. See y'all in a couple of hours. For real. Don't get worried. You know what? I might have me look at this. This is what happened when you don't want to drink and your boy that wants some wine, right? And with his old lady, and telling about, okay, I got a wine glass. Them things is cheap, made in China. They break when you hold them. So I gave him 2 of the little puppy coffee mugs, and I poured them to the hilt. And this is what I get for the good shit. This is where they leave. So I got about a case of them down there. I might have some wine. So when I come back, I might be a little bubbly. Somebody probably be like, why don't you just smoke a blunt? Nigga, I won't be on here talking. I mean, I can. I'll be like, no, because the worst of me come out. When I smoke a blunt, no, it's good. How you laughing? But I'll cuss every one of you motherfuckers out when I get on that weed. Y'all talking about alcohol? Fuck, I'll be just shitting with you. Weed, I'll be like, yeah, you go, what you do yesterday, No, I'm just kidding. I'm fucking with y'all. Yes, everybody has, and that's the worst part. And people have a hard time coming together because they want to hold on to their fictional identity when there's some of us who actually know most identities. And we know there's a group of people walking around here who were brought here and intrigued to create the dimensional fuckery that's going on. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, let me get off of here. Appreciate and see y'all in a couple hours. Dawkins Enterprise, appreciate you coming in. Now, keep coming on back. Appreciate it. All right. Holler at y'all later, beloveds.